Our pool is a future, the final push to glory, to follow in the steps of those before me. For nation, for club, for coaches who've led, the final step on the block, Olympic dreams ahead.
Our pool is a classroom, life and death lessons, unrivaled. Floating, gliding, but in learning laughter, a touch of water, first steps to survival.
That 3 boys, aged 11, 10 and 8 have died.
Father has told Sky News of the awful moment his wife and son died in Loch Lomond on Saturday.
But what if the pool closed nearest to me? Would she be free to swim in the sea?
Would my club close to the loss of a nation?
A community broken for a whole generation.
A lifetime stolen of body and soul.
Laughter faded like a memory, an echo.
Life skills vanished, education unfinished. Our children, a statistic, our lives diminished.
Our pools are for all abilities, ages, from cradle to grave and in between stages, for the health of the nation and life skills schools. Our message is simple.
Hey, for our pools.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone, and if you're with us for session 1, welcome back. This is session 2 for anyone joining us today. Thank you for being with us. This is the Scottish National Age Group Swimming Championships. Session 2, my name is Robert Taylor. With me again this afternoon is Jackie Smith. Hello, Jackie.
Good afternoon, Robert, and good afternoon to everybody joining us. We had a really exciting session 1 this morning, didn't we, Robert? And for those of you who are joining us afresh, We did have a new senior record this morning from one of the seniors, Dean Ferns from Aberdeen Dolphins, which was lovely to see. But we're looking forward to a cracking Saturday afternoon here in Aberdeen. The programme 200-metre backstroke, freestyle, 1500-metre freestyle for the female, and we'll end with relays. We'll have presentations. Do we have after the 1500 metres?
Yeah, we have presentations after 1500 and also presentations after a really slightly different format this afternoon. It effectively replicates what we had for part of the morning. We have female backstroke, 200 to start, then male and open 100. We have 100 freestyle for the females, which is 11 to 14-year-old age group. It's a younger age group. And male and open 200 breaststroke follows. The younger swimmers, those 14 and under, do not swim 50s. So we had 50 breast and we had 50 fly for our 15 to 18-year-olds in the morning. The younger swimmers do not swim those. So after we've completed our breaststroke, we have 3 heats of 1500 freestyle. That is heat declared. So the winners in that age group will get medals at the end of that race. Gold, silver and bronze in the 11, 13-year-old category and the 14-year-old age group category. And then we have a 4x100 freestyle relays to finish with. The first 4 events are all heats. The top 10 in each age group will qualify for finals this evening, Jackie, in those relative age groups, the 11, 13 and 14 age groups. So lots to look forward to and lots for these swimmers to try and achieve. Personal bests and potential finals to look forward for quite a number of them. So we get underway with 200 metres backstroke. 6 heats, and we should have a really exciting afternoon. We had a really good morning, Jackie.
We did indeed, yes. So looking forward to replication at least this afternoon. But as Robert said, we've got 6 heats of the backstroke, and we're just about to get underway for that. So the swimmers are lining up for heat 1. And so in lane 0, we have Poppy Williams from Geary. Lane 2. So I start that again. In lane 0, we have Poppy Williams from Geary. In lane 1, Holly Walker, Cumbernauld. Lane 2, Kathleen Sutherland, Highland. 3, Ayla Wilson, Perth City. 4, Billy Whittock, Fens. 5, Lexi Strachan. I'm going to struggle there, Robert.
Ethan.
Beg your pardon. Should have checked that beforehand. And lane 6, Juliana Payne, Carnegie. 6, B. Harrison, Tynemouth. 8, Ella Craig, Red 96, and 9, Reva Wang, City of Glasgow. So the 12 and 13-year-olds here, as Robert's just said, these girls will be looking for places in finals this evening if they can. We don't seed these heats until later on. Session, I think 4, 5, and 6 are seeded heats. I beg your pardon. So this is heat 1. And we have entry times here ranging from 2:46 through to 2:48. So we would expect to start to see the field to spread out a little bit, certainly after the first 100. So it's the centre of the pool, lane 5, I think, Lexi Strachan, who will turn first. Oh, beg your pardon, I called that wrong. It's lane 4, Millie Whittock, leading ahead of Ayla Wilson and Kathleen Sutherland.
We went far out, Jackie. It was the fifth lane over from us, but it starts 0.
I know. Forget about that, but here we go.
Pretty level start. The Perth girl coming through quite nicely in this one.
Yeah, Ayla Wilson has got herself up now with the advantage ahead of Millie Whittock. Just by about a head and shoulders, I think, as they go into the turn at the halfway mark. So leading there, it's Ayla Wilson, Millie Whittock, Kathleen Sutherland. You're 1, 2, and 3. B. Harrison in behind them, just about 2.5 seconds behind. So we've got 3 leaders as we go into the second half of this race.
Looking at probably a finish time somewhere in the sort of low 240s, Jack, if these girls could keep this strong pace going.
Well, and that would be good for them, a good start to their afternoon's racing. I dare say we'll see a number of them swimming later on in the day. There's a good number of our swimmers taking on more than one event. Certainly that's what we experienced this morning. So going into the final turn, and it's the red cap there of Millie Whittock, Ayla Wilson, Kathleen Sutherland. As I said before, that is our top three. And so let's just see what these girls can do as we come down the final length. Looking very strong in lane 5, however. We need to keep an eye on Lexi Strachan. She's beginning to move up. May well have got herself up into 3rd place advantage now. But it is lane 4. Millie Whittock, the Finn swimmer, the 12-year-old from Finns, entered on a 2:46. She's moving away. Really good form from her this afternoon. And she will take this. She does. Millie Whittock, a 2:43, ahead of Ayla Wilson in a 2:44, and Lexi Strachan. Good second half of a race there for her. She got herself up into 3rd and takes that in a 2:45.
That's a good swim from the East District champion.
Is indeed. We're pleased with those times and the start to their afternoon's session.
Nice to get underway with a couple of PBs for the first 2 home. We did find that this morning most of the swimmers, not all of them, but most of them were just a little bit over their entry time, with maybe a lot of the times being converted from short to long course. You probably find that some of these swimmers will swim a little bit faster, being of the younger age group. Maybe got a wee bit more in the tank to offer, especially in the early heats. So our second heat, in lane 0, Emmy Murray, University of Aberdeen Performance. 1, Josephine Paynton, City Glasgow. 2, Imogen Turner, East Lothian Swim Team. 3, Ruby Hunter, South Lanarkshire. 4, Phoebe Simpson, Geary. 5, Sandy Carey from Cumbernauld. 6, Freya Eady, Step Rock. 7, Heidi Addison, South Lanarkshire. 8, Kiva Vick, Border Bass Club. And our teammate Eleanor Scott in lane 9. Might just be lane 4. And lanes 1, very well there. Phoebe Simpson is the early leader, 37.53. Lanes 7 and 6, Heidi Anderson, Freya Eady, almost side by side, as is lane 1, Josephine Paynton. So Josephine, City Glasgow swimmer, going pretty well in 1, but still the advantage with Phoebe Simpson. Geary swimmer going particularly well, North District age group champion. And it looks as though she's going to take this one. Phoebe takes the turn in the lead. And a wee bit fast. Just about the same time as our previous heat, and still well there. Freya Eady from Step Rock. She's menacing in lane 7, going pretty well as Freya. Ruby Hunt, Imogen Turner in lane 2, trying to get back in the mix. Ruby Hunter with a fair bit to do in 3. And Josephine Paynton still well there. It's lane 6 rather, Freya Eady, who just takes it up. And a 42.91, she's certainly got the momentum. Imogen Turner in 2, she's about a body length off the lead. Freya Eady looking very strong down this final stretch. And it's looking good for the Step Rock swimmer. And she's a good metre or so clear, ran up at West Lothian meet. And she's certainly got this one. It looks like Ruby Hunter is going to get up to take second, just ahead of Josephine Paynton. A nice time for Freya, 2:42.96. Ruby 2:44.04. Also inside her entry time, Josephine 2:44.77. A smidgen inside her time as well, Jackie.
Hello.
So good swims, girls.
This is indeed with a good start to the afternoon there, as you say. A number of them coming inside their entry times, bringing a smile to their face, no doubt. So heat 3, lane 0, Lillian Blair, Finns. 1, Lucy Carslaw, Warrender Baths. Her teammate Annabelle Williams goes in lane 2, and their teammate Charlotte Hewitt swims in lane 3. Lane 4 sees Rent 96, Hazel Shree. 5, Veronica Karaluki, East Lothian. 6, Isla McBrien, Kingston. 7, Eve Palmer, Forth Valley. 8, Bill Adamson, Carnegie. And 9, Libby Tweedy, Geary. So, altogether older 13 and 14-year-olds here. Entry times 2:41 through to 2:43, so really not a great deal between them. So over there in lane 6, you see Isla McBrien, the Kingston swimmer. I think possibly has the early advantage, but they are coming back to her. Let's have a look at lane 1.
Finn swimmer going well.
Lane 1, Lucy Carslaw, Warrender Bath swimming really well there. In fact, it's Libby Tweedy turning ahead there in lane 9. Either side of the pool, Libby Tweedy, 37.04, Lillian Blair in second, and Isla McBrien in third there after the first turn.
Probably looking at needing to get under 2:40 to give themselves half a chance of maybe being in a final this evening, Jackie.
Yes, I think so, Robert. I would agree with that. It's still the two swimmers on the outside, opposite ends of the pool. But over there in lane 9, Libby Tweedy, the Geary swimmer, is leading into the halfway mark now, a 1:18.
That's 1:18.
34, just a little bit faster than the previous heat that we saw there. And she's good, coming well out of that turn. However, we see lane 6, Isla McBrien, the Kingston swimmer. She's up, so is Veronica Karaluki, the East Lothian, no, I beg your pardon, other way, Eve Palmer, the Forth Valley swimmer. There's a lot of them in a line at the moment, however. Lanes 1, lanes 3, 4, 6 and 9. It's very close going into the final turn. So we'll just watch, see what happens at the turn here. Is this going to be someone going to make a break?
Yeah.
Underwater, surfacing, back up. Looks like it's lane 9, Libby Tweedy. The Geary swimmer had a good turn there.
Lane 3 coming through pretty strongly, Jackie.
Lane 2's coming through really nicely, as is lane 6. Isla McBrien, the Kingston swimmer, up there alongside Libby Tweedy. Looks like it's going to be lane 6, Isla McBrien. Can she hang on for this? She's certainly being put under pressure. Hazel Shree, the red 96, I beg your pardon, Charlotte Hewitt, the Warrender Bath swimmer, and the second place does indeed go to Charlotte Hewitt. She comes in behind Isla McBrien of Kingston in the 2:40. For the board to confirm this for me. There we are. So should just clear there. Isla McBrien, 2:40.91. Charlotte Hewitt, 2:41.44. And Libby Tweedy in third place, 2:42.17. A little bit faster than the previous heats, but
I doubt if any of those times will be good enough to get them into a final, Jackie, but you never know.
You never know.
First of the seeded heats, heat 4. In lane 0, we have Grace Taylor, Alfredaughter. 1, Hannah McMillan, North Ayrshire. 2, Sarah McGuffey, City Glasgow. 3, Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming. 4, Ella Russo, Renfrew Baths. 5, Katie Aitchison, Warrender Baths Club. 6, Emmeline Eels, Kingston Royals. 7, Abby Crabe, University of Aberdeen Performance. Ava Smith from Geary is in 8. And 9, Millie Swinney, Derwenside and Gateshead. So let's see how this one goes. All these swimmers range from 2:30.20 to 2:41.60. Well, Ella Russo who took part in West Districts a couple of weeks ago, swam pretty well. She's out quite smartly, Jackie, in this first 50. Turning in 34.80. Well, 34.90, just behind Abby Craig, who's our early leader. And Abby Craig. Her entry time comes from North District age groups where she was 4th, 2:37.69. And LaRusso, medalist at the Scottish Schools, silver medalist, and in the final here last year. She'll be hoping that she can qualify and maybe get on the podium this evening. Halfway mark now. A strong start, 1:12.69. So we're looking at somewhere in the mid-230s here, Jackie, potentially. Katie Aitchison menacing in lane 5, looking very good as the wonder swimmer. Third place, Abby Craig over in lane 7. But the two girls in the middle lanes, that's where the contest is at this early stage. Sarah McGuffey trying to get in terms in lane number 2. She's 4th, but it's Katie Aitchison, 1:52.76, roughly half a second clear. 1:53.33, and she's begun just to extend that advantage further, Jackie. She's gone a body length or more clear. Ella Russo, steady swim in second. Third place is going to be Abby Craig, I think, unless Sarah McGuffey can find something. Maybe get to third. She probably will do, Sarah McGuffey, but no doubt about the winner, Katie Aitchison, cracking second half, 2:30.31, 2:32.31. Ella Russo. And Sarah McGuffey does indeed get third, 2:34.66. So a nice swim there from Katie. A couple of seconds faster entry time. Sarah McGuffey was also about a couple of seconds faster in third place. So I think that will comfortably get them into this evening's final. Abby Craig, 2:35, will be sort of in the border line.
Wait and see, with 2 more heats to go. So this is like heat 5 in lane 0. Eleanor Osborne, South Lanarkshire. 1. Ellie Carnegie, St Thomas. 2. Sky Petrie, Monifieth. 3. Eva Gordon, City of Glasgow. 4. Millie Searle, Geary. 5. Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. 6. Maddie Hoole, Warrender Baths. 7. Sophia McMahon, University of Aberdeen Performance. 8. Annabelle Lapping, Milngavin Bearsden, and 9. Neve Shields, South Lanarkshire. So good start.
Megan Ferris nicely up there, Jackie. She got about 10, 11 metres before she surfaced.
So Megan Ferris in lane 5. Just sitting in behind our leader as we go into the first turn. Millie Searle, a Geary swimmer. They're swimming there in lane 4. So Millie Searle, 34.79. We're looking some 3 seconds faster than the previous heat, I think. Right on that. Ellie Carnegie in second and Maddie Hoole in third. So the Geary swimmer who continues to have the advantage, but they all kind of get back, trying to come on up and alongside her. So we'll have a whole host of girls currently lying second, third place, lanes 5, 6, 8. I think the advantage for second place will go to the University of Aberdeen performance swimmer. Start that again. Cumbernauld, Megan Ferris is in second place. Millie Searle is in first, and Maddie Hoole in third place there. And stretching away from the rest of the field is the Geary swimmer, Millie Searle. Good turn there at the halfway mark, and she's really beginning to move away from the rest. Now she's going to go into the final turn. So A good 2, 3, 4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Let's look at that, 150 for Millie at the final turn there, 155 for Maddie, and Megan right in behind her with 155.59. So the battle in this heat is for second and third place, and that battle is currently taking place between lanes 5 and 6. Megan Ferris and Maddie Houle. Maddie has the advantage over Megan at the moment, but it is the Geary swimmer who will take this. Swimming there in lane 4, Millie Searle, finishing there in a time of 2:27.77, entered on a 2:29. She'll be chuffed with that. And finishing in second place, Maddie Houle, Warren de Baths in a time of 2:34.23, with Megan Ferris just in behind her, 2:34.85.
Yeah.
Good times posted there for the girls. And we may well see a number of them back in the finals tonight.
Certainly Megan Ferris, third place,
so.
13-year-old, doing really well. So she'll be back in one of these centre lanes, I would fancy. Maddie Houle doing well to get second. Move on to our final heat. 0, Katie Ray Geary. 1, Olivia Davis, Midlothian. 2, Amy Rimmer, Bellshill Sharks. 3, Maddie Markle from Guildford City. 4 is Abby Coventry, Morpeth. 5, Rebecca Malling, Bellshill Sharks. 6, Eva O'Neill, Carnegie. 7, Olivia Begbie, Wonder Bass Club. 8, Amy Horsburgh, Glenrothes. And 9, Isabella Batter from Amersham. So we'll see how this one develops with 2 14-year-olds with a gap of about 5.5 seconds. Abby Coventry over Rebecca Malling. Abby Coventry all the way up from Morpeth. I did mention this morning we'd probably have a few representatives from Morpeth later on today. And that'll be the first one in the pool, bronze medalist in this event last year. Second at the Northumberland District event. And she's gone out pretty steadily. She'll know what she needs to do to qualify. Rebecca Malling also going pretty well. Won at Scottish Schools recently and a finalist in this. And she's been steadily improving the Bellshill Sharks swimmer. She'll hope to get into the final and have a chance of maybe getting a medal in that older category, the 14-year-old category. So still going very nicely indeed. So at halfway, 1:11.69, Rebecca 1:12.34. So a wee bit faster our leader than Millie Searle was. Third place, Maddie Markle and Amy Rimmer in fourth. So 2 Bellshill girls second and fourth. 2 girls from south of the border, but Scots nevertheless. Abby Coventry and Maddie Markle are first and third. Maddie, a 13-year-old, so she will fancy her chances potentially of maybe being top 13-year-old. Time comes from the Surrey Championships. She's done a 2:29.81 recently. But, this one looks pretty well done and dusted for Abby. Doing just enough to qualify. Let's see what our final time is. 2:27.98. Rebecca 2:29.26 and Maddie 2:29.86. Amy Rimmer, I think we'll have enough in hand probably to get somewhere in the mix for that 14-year-old swim this evening. Amy Horsburgh a fair way back in fifth. Some nice swims, girls, for our first event. So hopefully be able to give you finalists for both the younger and older age groups fairly soon. Rarely get an 11-year-old. You've got to be an exceptionally good 11-year-old to be able to swim at snags. You get a few 12-year-olds, not many. And we might get the odd 12-year-old in a final this evening.
Certainly looks like there's a possibility, Robert. So we're moving on to the 100-metre backstroke for the male and open. We've got 6 heats of this afternoon. So the race is just about to get underway. Give you the finalists for this evening for the 200-metre backstroke, female 11 to 13. So they're 12 and 13-year-olds: Maddie Markle, Megan Ferris, Emmeline Eales, Eve Palmer, Neve Shields, Grace Taylor, Millie Whittock, Ayla Wilson, Josephine Payton, Lexi Strachan, and our reserves, Emmy Murray and Catalin Sutherland, I beg your pardon. So this, as I say, this is heat 1 of the 100-metre backstroke for the 11 to 14-year-old boys. Just having a look here. So our 14-year-old finalist for the 200-metre backstroke we'll give you in just a few moments. But back into the pool just at the moment. So going up into the first turn, the halfway mark turn, of course. It's 100 metres, not 200. We're switching to here. Glenn Geddes leading now in the 36.04 ahead of Nikiforos Kalamakis. I think this is the first of 8 swims I understand he's having this afternoon, according to his mum.
Looking good in lane 6, isn't he, Jackie?
Lane 6, Glenn Geddes, the University of Aberdeen performance swimmer. Nikiforos Kalamaki, I think, still has the advantage for second, but he's coming under pressure from Finn Carter. Finn Carter's up into that second place now. So it's University of Aberdeen performance 1 and 2. Glenn Geddes in a 1:13.15 ahead of his teammate Finn Carter in a 1:14.97. And then City of Glasgow, Nikiforos Kalamakis, finishing in third place. And the time for him in a 1:16.35.
Swim for a 12-year-old.
It is
Finish,
indeed, yes.
The 2 13-year-olds. On to heat number 2. In 0, Toby Wong, Renfrew Baths. 1, Tommy Kilpatrick, Carnegie. 2, Rory Chittick from Shetland. 3, Felix Boom, South Ayrshire. 4, Guy Johnson, Heart of Midlothian. 5, Aaron Graham from North Ayrshire. 6, Alec Yakovidis, Inverclyde. 7, Oliver Peel, Geary. Then 8, Kyle McQuaker from Kintyre. And 9, Nikki Tinch from Stirling Swimming. 1:13.92 to 1:16.60. So it looks like just lane 4. Maybe just shades it. It's pretty tight. Also going very nicely, Oliver Peel in 7 from Geary. Guy Johnson from Hearts. And also up there, lane 9, going pretty well, Nikki Tinch. I think the Hearts swimmer might just, well, it was those 3. Just the advantage with Oliver, 35.05. About a third of a second cover the first 3. And it's over the far side still. Oliver in 7, Nikki in 9. Oliver maybe just shades it. Coming through strongly, Alec Yakovidis in lane 6 to try and get into the mix. The Inverclyde swimmer. He's travelling very sweetly down the final stretch. It's going to be pretty close. Oliver Peel in 7 is going to take this. Lane 6, Alec Yakovidis, and in 9, Nikki Titch. That's the 1:23, 1:13.19 for our winner, Oliver. Alex, 1:13.42 and 1:13.91 for Nikki. Another good race, Jackie, and some excellent PBs. As we said earlier, the younger swimmers are more likely to take some time off, and that's certainly the case this afternoon.
Yeah, good to see that so far. And we're moving on to heat 3 in lane 0. We have Emilian Guises, Aberdeen Dolphins. Lane 1, Angus Donald, Warrender Baths. 2, Blair Tetlow, Geary. 3, Aidan Downey, University of Aberdeen Performance. And his teammate, John Kamelovs, swims in lane 4. 5, Kieran Naismith, Bells Hill Sharks. 6, Lewis Morgan, University of Aberdeen Performance. 7, Lennox Spalding, Carnegie. 8, Robin Hammond, Warren de Baths, and 9, Jack Givlahan, Ren 96. So just 2 13-year-olds appear in this heat, everybody else is 14. So the entry times are all around late 1:12, early 1:13. So certainly at this stage, I'm seeing them pretty much in a line, possibly gaining the advantage. We have lane 3, Aidan Downey, the University of Aberdeen performance swimmer. I think he has the slight advantage going into the turn at the halfway mark. Also keep an eye on Robin Hammond over there in lane 8. And it's Aidan Downey that took that. Emmeline Guizes in second and Robin Hammond in third. So still quite tight at the moment. Lanes 4 and 8. Artem Kumarilov and Robin Hammond. And I think it's going to be the University of Aberdeen swimmer, Artem Kumarilov, who's going to take this there in lane 4, and he will do that ahead of his teammate Aidan Downey, University of Aberdeen performance 1 and 2, and Robin Hammond from Warren de Baths in third place. So just a few more finalists, I think, for the, where are we, the 14-year-olds, the 200-metre backstroke females. We have Millie Searle, Abby Coventry, Rebecca Mallin, Katie Aitchison, Isla Russo, Maddie Hall, Sarah McGuffey, Amy Rimmer, Abby Crabe, Sophia McMahon, and our reserves are Ellie Carnegie and Cara Broadley.
On to our fourth heat. It's the first of the seeded heat, 0. Luke Todd from Forth Valley Tridents. Thomas Vakalutz from Harton Midlothian in 1. Adam Gibson in 2 from Geary. Archie Lawson, Stirling Swimming 3. Daniel Latham, Cumbernauld 4. Andrew Lew, Step Rock 5. Charlie Braid, Ren 96 in 6. Yazin Hattab, Dumfries 7. Andrew Fernando, Wonder Bass Club in 8. Daniel Kroom, Perth City goes in lane 9. Now, our leader at the halfway, over the far side, is Daniel from Perth City. A nice lead at this mark. Andrew Lewis, Step Rock, trying to get on terms with him. Those two clear at the moment. Might well be Daniel Latham in third place, but over on the far side, the Perth City lad, is he going to hang on to get this one? Very tight. Andrew Lew coming back at him. Just over on the far side, Daniel hangs on from Andrew Lew. Daniel Latham takes third, 107.40, 107.47. Just hung on to the death, and Daniel Latham, 109.14 in third place.
We move on to the penultimate heat now. In lane 0, we have Cameron Dupe, University of Aberdeen performance. Lane 1, Hamish Black, South Ayrshire. 2, Matthew Turner, Warren de Bath. 3, Daniel Rose, Aberdeen. 4, Julian Okjo, Deltins. 5, Ross Winters, East Lothian. 6, Harry Schwarbrick, Carnegie, with his teammate Conan Kilpatrick swimming in lane 7. 8, Oren McLeod, Forth Valley Tridents. And 9, Jensen Basketer, City of Glasgow. So off to a really good start there in the centre of the pool. In lane 4, we see the Deltin swimmer, Julian Oguroj. And he is moving away from the field as the boys go into the turn. So the battle will be on for second and third place in behind him. But it is the Delting swimmer leading in a 30.85, and he leads ahead of Ross Winters and Daniel Rose, 33.73 and 33.74. So really nothing to split those two. They're swimming there in lanes 3 and 5. But coming out there nicely, let's see lane 6. Harry Swarbrick, the Carnegie swimmer, now has the advantage for second place, but it is the Delting swimmer who will take this. Entered on a 104.73, and Julian finishes there in a 103.96. Battle for second and third in behind him, but second goes to the Carnegie's Harry Swarbrick in a 108.02, and Ross Winters from East Lothian in third, finishing in a time there of 108.31. So we'll move on to the final heat of this event.
Just one 13-year-old in this one in lane 1. Vestal 14, Douglas Strang in 0 from the Highland Swim team. Chris Ferguson, Ren 96, is in 1. Nathan Zorrell, Dumfries in 2, teammate Struan Henry in 3, Brogan Smith, Glenrothes 4, Fraser Vass, Highland Swim team in 5, 6, Liam Hendry, North Ayrshire in 7, 8, Uppington, Ren 96, 8, Sam Ruff, City Glasgow, and 9, Logan McKenzie, Ren 96. Brogan Smith, fastest on paper coming into this event. I'm sure we'll see more of Brogan as the week develops. A very good breaststroker as well, but he's smartly away in this one, already about a body length clear. And at this stage, totally dominating this jacket. Well clear.
My goodness, so he is.
Douglas Strang in lane 0, having a nice swim. And Liam Henry in lane 6. But nobody's going to touch the Glenrothes lad out smartly on 30.97. Over a second and a half clear, Liam Henry and Struan Henry. And going really strongly now, finalist in this event last year and East District champion. Someone beat runner-up. And already this one is in the bag. All a question of second and third. Second is going to be Liam Henry in lane 6. Let's keep an eye on the time. Brogan takes that. Very close for third. It was Struan Henry just hanging on for third, but a nice swim there. Don't think he was really trying too much, Jackie. 106.50 had it well wrapped up, so might not be the second or third, maybe the third fastest qualifier perhaps, but
it'll be a qualifier nonetheless.
He'll have a lane pretty well near the centre, and that will be good for him.
So we're moving on to the female 100-metre freestyle for our 11 to 14-year-olds. We have 6 heats of this, and this is heat 1. Just 3 swimmers swimming in the first heat for this afternoon. Laura Tunia, Mid Lothian, goes in lane 3. South Lanarkshire's Heidi Addison goes in lane 4. And St Thomas's Alexis McLean goes in lane 5.
Finalists for that 11, 13-year-old male and open 100 back. Andrew Fernando, Rhys Ferguson with the same time incidentally. Aidan Downey, Robin Hammond, Glenn Geddes, Oliver Pio, Alec Eukipidis, Kitich, Guy Johnson, Finn Carter, Aaron Graham and Rory Chittick are first and second reserves, and our 14-year-olds, Julian O'Croy, Brogan Smith, Daniel Coombe, Andrew Liu, Harry Swarbrick, Liam Henry, Struan Henry, Ross Winters, Nathan Zorrell, Daniel Letham, Daniel Rose and Matthew Turner, our reserves. So far, Jackie.
So back in the pool, yes.
No swim-offs for any of the finals either this morning or so far this afternoon, which is
it's good
in a way.
It is indeed good for the swimmers. Allows them to recover from their swims and be well and truly ready for finals this evening. So back in the pool, and it's the St Thomas swimmer, Alexis McLean, entered on a 109.10. She's leading ahead of Heidi Addison and Laura Tunia. Scottish schools for Alexis McLean picked up her time there, finished 7 at this, and at the Midlands age group she finished 5th in this, so she's going to bring the field home first. And let's have a look at the time for her, 107.96. So she'll be pleased with that against the 109.10 as her entry time. Heidi Addison finishes in second place and Laura Tunia in third. There we go. So the girls, certainly Alexis will be happy with that PB, I think, Robert.
Yeah, absolutely.
To kick off this 100-metre freestyle this afternoon.
So 8 in the second one. In 1, Morven Gatey, Mogan Bearsden. 2, Sylvie McNichol, Glenrothes. 3, Grace Taylor, Alpha Daughter. 4, Isabella Ackertill from University of Aberdeen Performance. 5, Alex Strachan from the Broch. 6, Lara West, Geary. 7, Ellie Thompson, Shetland. And 8, Maisie Connolly, Midlothian. 108 to 108.60. Pretty level so far. Lane 3, 4, 5 and 6 pretty well bunched. Lane 4 maybe just sneaking it. Isabel Ackertill coming through strongly is Alex Strachan. And that halfway mark might be the girl from the Broch with the advantage. Not quite. Morven Gatey 31.86, just shades it by 100th on that near side. She's certainly going well as Morven. Alex in 5, still the 2, virtually stroke for stroke, coming through to try and challenge them. In lane 3, Grace Taylor, and it's pretty tight inside the final few metres. Who's going to get this? I think it's going to be lane 1, 1, 3 and 5. Well, I had lane 5 in third place. We'll wait for that to be confirmed on the board. Lane 5 is last, but I don't believe that for 1 minute. Morven Gatey, 106.92 takes that. Grace Taylor I've got is 107.06 in second, and I'm convinced Alex Strachan, Jackie, finished third.
I think you're right, but
with Isabella
we'll need
Ackertill
to wait for
in
this.
4th. She's showing as third, but what sometimes happens if the swimmer hits the pad but it doesn't register correctly, they will take the backup button and probably confirm the time. Yep, there we are. It's actually a dead heat. Or no, it's not. Alex Strachan did indeed. I don't have to go to Specsavers. 107.25 takes third place, just ahead of Isabella Strachan. So good to see I got that right, Jackie.
It is indeed, Robert. Well done to you. So moving on to heat 4. No, we're not. We're moving on to heat 3. I beg your pardon. So in lane 0, Kiva Vick, Warrender Baths. 1, Millie Wood. Lane 7. Lane 1, Millie Whittock. Finns. Lane 2, Esme Anderson, University of Aberdeen Performance. Lane 3, Phoebe McLaughlin, Cumbernauld. Lane 4, Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming. Lane 5, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. Lane 6, Casey Crisp, Empty. Lane 7, Lane 8, Catalin Sutherland, Highland. And 9, Taya Laidlaw, Dumfries. So you can see that group of swimmers here. We've got winners in this heat in the East District age groups and North District age groups. It's 3rd and 4th placings for West Districts. So a good field of swimmers here this afternoon, but it is lane 5. Megan Ferris, the Cumbernauld swimmer, took 2nd place here, at this event at West Districts. She has that, but we need to keep an eye on what's happening. It's going to go to Megan Ferris, Cara Broadley in behind her, and South Lanarkshire's Casey Crisp in 3rd place. Finishing there in a 105.20 for Megan Ferris from Cumbernauld. Cara Broadley 105.77, and South Lanarkshire's Casey Crisp in a 106.15.
Another good swim from Megan. That will give her another good position for one of the finals this evening.
Well, indeed.
Anna Jackson in 0 from Kinross Salters. 1, Robin Maxwell, Dumfries. 2, Katie Aitchison, Wonderbass Club. 3, Tasman Blowfield from Orkney. 4, Maddie Hoole, Wonderbass Club. 5, Sophia McMahon, University of Aberdeen Performance. 6, Sophia Anderson, Tynemouth. 7, Ella Russo, Renfrew Bass. 8, Ailsa Chan, South Lanarkshire. And 9, Eva McCartney from Hamilton Aquatics. So a good strong start in lane 4 from Maddie Houle. Wonder swimmer swam well in that earlier event. And she's the National Age Group champion in this event from last year as a 13-year-old, East District champion, silver meet runner-up. And Maddie's out smartly, 29.83. None of these girls are going to get under a minute. Sophia McMahon coming through very strongly to challenge Maddie, but both girls virtually stroke for stroke here. It's going to be very much on the touch. Sophia in 5, Maddie in 4. Maddie, I think, maybe just going to get this. She will. 3rd place in lane 6. Sophia Anderson, 101.99, 102.21. Maddie and Sophia Anderson, 103.33, takes 3rd. I think Maddie just wanted to prove that she was just a wee bit better on that heat there, Jackie.
Indeed, yes. I had another good heat there from our swimmers this afternoon. Move on to heat 5, lane 0. We have Ava O'Neill, Carnegie. Lane 1, Sarah McGuffey, City of Glasgow, with her teammate Lula Milne swimming in lane 2. 3, Charlotte Craig, Ren 96. 4, Poppy McCready, Guildford City. 5, Annie Hutchin, Stirling Swimming. 6, Eva Gordon, City of Glasgow. 7, Emily Taylor, South Lanarkshire. 8, Ayla Wilson, Perth City. And 9, Tallulah Kay, Preston.
Guildford girl off well in 4, Jackie.
Did indeed, yes. Poppy McCready, the Guildford City swimmer. Good start for her. And she is leading the field. Tight for 2nd and 3rd place. I think possibly lane 1. Sarah McGuffey, the City of Glasgow swimmer, has 2nd. Josh watched the board. In fact, no, it went to, looks like Lula Milne there. It did, and Emily Taylor in behind her. But it is the Guildford City swimmer, entered on a 101.32 and is moving away. Is she going to come under pressure? I don't think so. Let's watch lane 7. Swimming really well there, the South Lanarkshire's Emily Taylor, possibly up into 2nd. As Sarah McGuffey has come through nicely there in lane 1.
Yeah.
Sarah takes 2nd place in behind Poppy McCready, Guildford City swimmer who led from the start. Sarah McGuffey, City of Glasgow, takes 2nd, doing and just 102.80, and it's South Lanarkshire's Emily Taylor who takes 3rd in a 103.36. That was a good
sort of a 103.5 is sort of going to be pretty close to the borderline, I think, for these 14-year-olds. Final heat. Heat 6, 0, Katie Ray Geary. 1, Emma Patterson, City Glasgow. 2, Olivia Bowler, Heart of Midlothian. 3, Millie Serrell, Geary. 4, Maddie Markle, Guildford City. 5, Gracie Brook, Hamilton Aquatic. 6, Olivia Davis, Midlothian. 7, Lily Lever for University of Aberdeen Performance. 8, Beth Gillis, South Lanarkshire. And 9, Lillian Blair from Finns. Well, smartly away, another Guildford swimmer, Maddie Markle in lane 5. Olivia Grace Brooks, rather, from Hamilton Aquatics, trying to stick with her. At the moment, it's the advantage with Guildford Lass, 29.92, just a wee bit slower than her teammate. And none of them will be troubling the 1 minute and under mark. Maddie Markle has got this one wrapped up, Jackie, gone a body length clear. It's all about 2nd place. Gracie Brooks in lane 5 looks as though she's got 2nd place under control. Olivia Davis in 6, Millie Sell in 3 are vying for 3rd. But no doubt Maddie's got this one. 2nd place in lane 6 and in 5 then 6. Oh, it was pretty tight. In fact, Millie Serrell just got up to take 3rd ahead of Olivia Davis. Maddie Markle 100.84. was a wee bit faster than her teammate. So that augurs well for... It wasn't... Yeah, it was actually lane 5. I was spot on. Why should I doubt myself, Jackie? 102.81, Olivia Davis in lane 6, third, 103.33. Millie Sell, 103.57. As I say, that's going to be on the borderline. 103 and a half.
So we now move on to event 124. This is the 200-metre breaststroke for the male 11 to 14. We've got 6 heats, Robert.
Yeah, quickly give you finalists for that last one. Maddie Markle, Gracie Brooks, Emily Taylor, Ali Wilson, Robin Maxwell, Beth Gillis, Megan Ferris, Casey Crisp, Elsa Chand, Phoebe McLaughlin, Lillian Blair and Esme Anderson, the 2 reserves. We'll give you the 14-year-olds shortly. Let's pass you back to Jackie for the male and open 200 breast.
I said this is heat number 1. In lane 1, Jack Kidd, Dundee City Aquatics. 2, Kerr Martin, City of Glasgow. 3, Milo Hampton Turner, Warren de Baths. 4, Cian Smith, Geary. 5, Rory Lee, Warren de Baths. 6, Gillis Walker, Highland. And 7, Tommy Kilpatrick, Carnegie. 200-metre breaststroke, so I can just move away from the pool a moment and I'll give you the 14-year-old girls finalists for the 100-metre freestyle. Poppy McCready, Maddie Hall, Sophia McMahon, Sarah McGuffey, Olivia Davis, Sophia Anderson, Tamsin Blowfield, Lula Milne, Millie Searle, Charlotte Craig, with our reserves being Eva Gordon and Annie Hutchin.
Yeah,
so into the pool, and it's Jack Kidd, it's the Dundee City Aquatics swimmer, and a 41.85. Leading in that distinctive pink cap of Dundee City Aquatics.
Yeah, just coming back to that 14-year-old freestyle, 103.58. Charlotte Craig scraping in 10th place. So, yeah, 103.5 was good enough to get you in the final.
Thank you, Robert. So, second place there was Rory Lee and Gillis Walker in third. Boys are coming down to the halfway mark and motoring now. In lane 5, we have Warren de Bath's Rory Lee. So Rory took first place in this distance at the West Lothian New Year meet. His entry time coming from the East District age groups, so he got second place. So Rory Lee, 129.16. Jack Kidd is some 2 seconds behind him, swimming there in lane 0. Milo Hampton Turner took third there, but it is close between him and Kerr Martin.
That swim would have just been a few weeks ago at East Districts.
Yes, 200. I think that was just a fortnight ago, Robert, wasn't it? It was on the same time as the West Districts Long Course Champions second weekend this year. So it's the Warren de Bath boy who continues to lead this. Rory Lee, 3:12.58 his entry time. It's all about second and third place in behind him. So Rory Lee, Jack Kidd, Cian Smith, Milo Hampton Turner just in behind them in fourth place, but it is tight for second and third place, and anything could happen as the boys come down to the finish with the Warren de Baths. Rory Lee, 12-year-old, looking very strong out in front. Really several metres of open water between him and the rest of the field. A really gutsy swim this afternoon for him. Second place, I think, possibly lands with lane 4, Cian Smith, the Geary swimmer, just having the advantage over Milo Hampton Turner. All to play for as they come into the closing stages, but Rory Lee's taken this one in a 3:03.86. We'll be pleased with that, an improvement on his entry time. Cian Smith from Geary takes it in a 3:10, and again an improvement on his entry time. And Warren de Bath's Milo Hampton Turner takes third place in a 3:10.66. Again, an improvement on his entry time. These boys will be well pleased this afternoon.
Most of them are inside their entry time, Jackie. That's a great thing to happen first.
Great start.
So second of the 6 heats. Jeffrey Loong from Ren 96 and 0. 1, Remy Burrell from Glenrothes. 2, Andrew Cumming, Forth Valley Tridents. 3, Toby Wong, Renfrew Baths. 4, Jasper Stewart, Wonder Bass Club. 5, Kyle Martin, City Glasgow. 6, Jack Hanley, Rain 96. 7, Leo Lai, City Glasgow. 8, Jacob Leslie, Inverleith. 9, Robin Hammond, Wonder Bass Club. 3:08s through to 3:11s, the entry time. Well, can we see some of these lads getting close to 3 minutes? Certainly hope so. Very strong start in lane 2. Andrew Cumming on out pretty strongly from Forth Valley Tridents. Also up there in 4, Jasper Stewart from the Wonder Bass Club. And in 8, Jacob Leslie. So that is the first 3, 42.39. So there's a few lads there or thereabouts. All pretty tight at that first turn. Jacob Leslie, Robin Hammond in 8 and 9. Jack Hanley, Leo Lai in 6 and 7 coming through as well to get himself into some sort of position. But it's that lovely pink cap of Forth Valley Tridents. Very prominent to see. Just has a half-second advantage over Jasper Stewart. Jacob Leslie, Leo Lai, Robert Hammond, Jack Hanley, all within another couple of seconds. So this is a key part of the race where if you're going to put something together and try and pull away or get yourself back into contention, that's where it's got to happen. And certainly over in lane 8, Jacob Leslie's going really strongly along with Leo Lai. Our leader's still going pretty well in 2, Andrew Cumming, but comes under a wee bit pressure now as Jasper Stewart also gets the bit between his teeth. It's all very tight. Leo Lai might be the leader. It's very tight over that far side. It is Leo, 2:20.39 from Jacob Leslie, all to play for down this final stretch. And the far side have it. It's Leo in 7, Jacob in 8. That's the 1-2 at the moment. Jasper Stewart still hanging on there in lane 7. There's very little over that far side between the City Glasgow swimmer Leo Lai and Jacob Leslie from Inverleith. Still well there is Jasper Stewart, Jack Hanley in 6, but nobody's going to catch Leo Lai. Jasper Stewart, I think, is going to get second. Very close for third. Third place will be lane 8, just Jacob Leslie. Or it was the fact it was Jeffrey Lurn from lane 0 who sneaked in. Disqualification in lane 0 for a technical infraction. So Leo Lai, 3:06.91, Jasper Stewart, 3:07.75, and third place, Jacob Leslie, 3:08.79. That's the 1, 2, 3 in that one, Jackie. Another great race.
It was indeed, yes. We're certainly seeing some great racing, replicating what we saw this morning. So we're moving on to heat 3 now. In lane 0, Zuma Amar, University of Aberdeen Performance. Lane 1, Seth Hamilton, Leatherhead. 2, Lyle McKelvey, Glenn Rothis. 3, Elliot Winton, Moneyfeith. 4, Rhys Ferguson, Ren 96. 5, Aidan Downey, University of Aberdeen Performance. 6, Nikki Tinch, Stirling Swimming. 7, Finn Carter, University of Aberdeen Performance. 8, Max Dewan, Aberdeen Dolphins. And 9, Adam Khan, Milngavie and Bearsden. So off to a good start there in lane 2. Lyle McKelvey finished second in the East District age groups in this distance. And he's off to a cracking start. Leading in the field in, so 38.90. He's got just about a second and a half advantage over Stirling Swimming's Nikki Tinch, and in third place Max Dewan, North District age group, third place for Max in this distance. But look at this swim from the Glenrothes swimmer, Lyle Mackenzie. So, I beg your pardon, Lyle McKelvey, I beg your pardon. But they are coming back at him, and he has now been overtaken. That's Nicky Tinch from Sterling Swimming over there in lane 6 now has the advantage going into the turn at the halfway mark. Not by much, but enough that it makes a difference. 1:25.08, 1:25.77 for Lyle, with Aidan Downey in third place, 1:26.44. This is a really good swim from our two leaders, Lyle McKelvey and Nicky Tinch.
Looking at sub 3 minutes in this one, Jackie.
I think we will do, Robert, indeed. Coming back at Nicky and Lyle, they're in lane 5. Aidan Downey certainly up alongside, coming up alongside Nicky. He's within half a body length of our leader, Nicky Tinch. Lyle McKelvey looking to keep up there. He's, I think, just has the advantage for second place in behind the Sterling Swimming's Nicky Tinch, 2:11.62. Lyle McKelvey, 2:13.08. Aidan Downey, 2:13.69. Adam Can just in behind them in fourth place. What can he do to get into the placings here? We've got a mixture, 12 and 13-year-olds here, but it is the 13-year-old from Sterling Swimming, Nicky Tinch, who has the advantage, and he's moving away from the rest of the field. Nice battle developing here between Aidan Downey and Lyle McKelvey for second place. Aidan, I think, has the advantage. The University of Aberdeen performance swimmer as into the closing stages of his race goes Nicky Tinch, finishing there in a 2:55.14. And taking second place, Lyle McKelvey in a 2:58.24, with Aidan Downey into third place at 2:59.61. Another good race there.
Yeah.
Robert, nicely timed charge by Nicky Tinch to take that, with Lyle and Aidan battling it out for second and third place.
Yeah, I think right the way down to Elliot Winton, 3:05.82 is probably going to be good enough to get him to final in the 11:30 category.
They'll be pleased to hear that. Where have we got?
So on to the fourth, which is the first of the seeded heats of 6. Fraser Tetlow in 0, Carnegie. Fraser Oliver Carnegie is in 0. Blair Tetlow, Geary in 1. Thomas Vakovitz from Hartimid Lorraine 2. Emil Geizes from Aberdeen Dolphins 3. 4 is Adam Hensham from Hamilton Aquatics. 5, Jensen Basketer from City Glasgow. 6, Tenenbeard, South Ayrshire. 7, Luke Todd, Forth Valley Tridents. 8 is Lewis Riley, South Ayrshire. And 9, Cameron Jupp from the University of Aberdeen Performance. Now, going strongly at the start, Aberdeen Dolphins, Liam Geizes. Jensen Basketer just turns ahead of Adam Hensham. So very little between the three swimmers in 5, 4 and 3. Adam Hensham and an orange cap of Hamilton Aquatics. He's coming through very strongly indeed. It wouldn't surprise me if at the halfway mark he then gets to work to go past Jensen. At the moment, there's a second or so in it. 1:18.48. But he's just extended that advantage as Jensen, City Glasgow swimmer, going very nicely. Finalist in this last year as he was in the summer meet. And at the moment, Adam with a wee bit to do to try and claw back, but he might just be settling to get into the final. He is actually a 13-year-old. These guys are all 14 in this one, so no problem about Adam qualifying for the final for the 13-year-olds. You know, guys, he's turning in third. Jensen 2:02.17. Probably looking at somewhere in the mid 240s as a finish time for Jensen. Adam looks comfortable in second, and third place is going to be Eileen Geises. Cameron Jupp finishing very strongly over the far side. Probably gives them a good chance of getting into a final this evening. And no doubt about Jensen taking that 2:46.10. And second place, I'll just wait for that time. Anyway, guys, he's 2:52.70 is, I'm sure, third. Adam Hensham. Oh, right, we now have an adjusted time. 2:50.66 for Adam in second place. And Cameron Jupp, 2:53.91. Pretty certain, Jackie, that will get him into a final this evening.
We will discover the names of all the finalists just shortly, Robert, as we go into the penultimate heat. In lane 0, Ross Winters, East Lothian 1, Angus Donald, Warren de Baths 2, Hamish Black, South Ayrshire 3, Ed Pearson, Isle of Man 4, Adam Gibson, Geary 5, Max Clark, South Ayrshire 6, Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire 7, Hayden Simpson, Bilnguy and Bearsden 8, Logan Mackenzie, Wren 96, and 9, Harry Stutchfield, Warren de Baths. So we've got two 13-year-olds and everybody else is 14 in this field. Range of entry times are looking at a 2:43 down to a 2:59. But as they go into the first turn, we've got, I think, 4 boys just in a line there, lanes 2, 3, 4 and 5. Hamish Black, Ed Pearson, Adam Gibson and Max Clark. Let's see who takes this as Adam Gibson leading. The Geary swimmer, fastest entry time of a 2:43 ahead of Max Clark and Hamish Black. Fourth place, Hayden Simpson. Nothing really between the boys, however, at that turn. So it's lane 5's Max Clark who has taken this on now. They're in lane 5. He was first in this distance at the North District Age Group Short Course Championships. And he is moving ahead of Geary's Adam Gibson. But Adam's still there. They're coming into the turn at the halfway mark. And it's the South Ayrshire swimmer leading ahead of Adam Gibson and Cameron Miller. So Max Clark there in the blue cap with Sast in yellow in the centre of the pool, but the Geary swimmer is not letting him have it all his own way, and he certainly is coming under pressure from Adam Gibson. What can Max do about that? So our two leaders, Max Clark, Adam Gibson, and then it's all about what's happening for third place in behind these two boys. So going into the final turn, I think with the advantage will be the South Ayrshire swimmer, Max Clark. It is 2:02.61 against a 2:03.42 for Adam Gibson. Ed Pearson, the Isle of Man swimmer, has third. Hamish Black, also South Ayrshire, in fourth place. So there is a battle going on for third place. Certainly the advantage for that currently does lie with lane 3's Isle of Man's Ed Pearson. But in the centre of the pool, Max Clark is moving away from the Geary swimmer. I don't know that Adam can find anything to respond to that. And it will belong to Max Clark. As he's coming into the closing stages, Max Clark, Adam Gibson and Ed Pearson, I think, will be your 1, 2 and 3 for the three boys. This heat, I beg your pardon, heat 5, so a 2:45.26, 2:47.44 and a 2:51.38 respectively for the three boys. We're pleased, Max will be pleased. That's a 5-second improvement on his entry time. Good to see that as we move on to the final heat. of the of this event for the boys this afternoon. And over to you, Robert.
Cameron and Harry comfortably into the final. Unfortunately, disqualification in that last heat. Lane 4 for a technical infraction.
So that does change the results.
It does indeed. So we move on, as Jackie says, to heat 6. Douglas Strang, Highland Swim Team in 0. Zach Neeson, South Lanarkshire 1. Nico Carver from Mingus Hill and Whitehall. 3, Jack Lee, Spare City. 4, Brogan Smith, Glenrothes. 5, Daniel Rose, Aberdeen. 6, Amar Hussein Ibrahim, University of Aberdeen Performance. 7, Alexander Beaton from Seagulls. 8, Brody Jardine from Dumfries. And 9, Lucas Searles from Heart of Midlothian. Well, I did mention Jackie earlier, Brogan Smith, when he was on backstroke event. He's a pretty good breaststroker. We'll see how he does in this one. He's in lane 4. Daniel Rose with him in lane 5. Brogan Smith, the National Age Group champion, East District champion. Well, what more can we say about the lad? But he's pretty good. Nico Carver, though, 0.6 ahead of him at the first turn. So we'll see how this one progresses down the second 50 as Brogan gets to work. And already 2 body lengths clear, Jackie, looking good.
Certainly looks like it. It does look like this could be his.
On paper, he's something like 8 seconds faster than Adam Gibson, who's disqualifying that previous heat. And
he's exactly where he should be, certainly in this heat, isn't he, Robert? On the basis of entry times, 2:35.
Very much so, yeah.
And he's some, 13 seconds faster than the next one for Daniel Rose, of a 2:48. So certainly where we would expect him to be, and I think will do enough to secure a place for himself in the final this evening.
Yeah. It's difficult when you're so much better on paper and also in the pool than everybody else. How do you swim a heat? Do you just get in there and give it everything, or do you do enough? And certainly in Scotland, sometimes where you're so far ahead, you just do enough to qualify, and that's probably what's happening today for Brogan. He's not really having to work too hard. Just go out, enjoy your swim.
It's all just about making sure that you do just do enough, though, Robert. I mean, you can be the fastest going into the heat and think, oh, that's okay, I'm fastest, I should be there, but you've still got to swim it.
You've still got to
swim
it.
There are other 14-year-olds in the water. There's 14-year-olds been in previous heats, but this boy knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
And even if you are getting challenged under a wee bit pressure, just pull out enough so that you're in the top 3. And you can see just how far the rest are closed up on him. But he's something like 10 seconds slower on paper than he would be. We'll see a different Brogan this evening, I'm sure.
I'm sure we will.
Nico Carver, Daniel Rose, doing enough to qualify for this evening's final, Jackie. So we'll give you the finalists for those 11, 13-year-olds. They are Adam Hen, Sam, Cameron Miller, Harry Dutchfield, Nicky Titch, Kyle McKelvey, Adam Downey, Adam Kahn, Ruli Lee, Rhys Ferguson, and Elliot Winton. Finn Cantor and Max Doohan are our 2 reserves.
Sophia McMahon, Sarah McGuffey, Olivia Davis, Sophia Anderson, Tamsin Blowfield, Lula Mill, Billy Sell, and Charlotte Craig. Eva Gordon.
So we may be able to give you our 14-year-olds in just a wee minute. Just wait for that to be updated. So we have Max Clark, Brogan Smith, Jensen Basketer, Nico Carver, Daniel Rose, Amir Hussein Ibrahim, Ed Pearson, Brody Jordan, Neil Geises and Hamish Black. Angus Donald and Cameron Jupp are the 2 reserves. I'm pleased to hear that we do not appear to have any swim-offs, Jackie, for any of those finals here morning or afternoon.
And so we move on to the final event, final individual event, before we finish off with relays this afternoon. This is the female 11 to 14 1500 metre freestyle. This is heat 1 of 3. In lane 3, we have South Lanarkshire's Casey Crisp. Lane 4, Phoebe Simpson from Geary. And lane 5, Ellie Thompson, Shetland. So we do have 3 heats this afternoon. Good to see the girls have tackling this. We spoke about the 1500 metre freestyle this morning, and how good it is to see swimmers tackling this. They just need to get in and have a go, don't they, Robert?
Yeah.
You know, they will be doing distances like this probably in their training anyway, but they just need to then fit that into a race plan.
Certainly want to see more of them having a go at this.
So it's Phoebe Simpson leading ahead of Casey Crisp and Ellie Thompson after the first 100 metres.
Certainly something that Geary, you always see Geary well represented in all the distance events and things like 400 IM. Club that does encourage their swimmers to do a bit of everything, including open water, no less.
Including open water, and indeed that's correct. So Casey at second place at this distance at the West Districts not too long ago. 5th place for Phoebe Simpson at the North District age groups, and 2nd for Ellie Thompson at the same event. Same meet, I beg your pardon. So yeah, nice to see that this, you know, they are having a go and they're getting themselves up into the placings at the various district events, which allows them to compete here in Aberdeen this week.
Indeed, and it's good to see teams like Shetland also having a go at these distance events. They won't get the chance maybe to do it in competition very often, but nice to see that happening.
I guess they'd have to come down to the
onto
the mainland to be able to do.
They probably have to do it more so here. But this morning, one of the swimmers from Lerwick, 18-year-old, was swimming in this. So yeah, good to see this.
Good to see them represented there by the clubs from the islands further up north.
Yeah.
So nice, there we go, going into 25 lengths still to go for the girls. And it's Phoebe Simpson leading ahead of South Lanarkshire's Casey Crisp. No change.
Hopefully Casey will keep in touch with Phoebe so the two girls can encourage and push one another along. But with only 3 swimmers, it's difficult, Jackie.
It is. Once the field starts to become spread out, it's a little bit challenging, but Casey's staying in touch so far. We'll need to just...
Ellie Thompson.
Phoebe do open water, do you know, Robert?
I'm
West
not aware of
District
these
Open
girls.
No.
Aware of these girls having done any open water. I'll probably prove wrong. Phoebe Simpson may have done some open water in the past. Certainly the 2 girls from Geary that are swimming in the next 2 heats certainly have.
Yes. Maybe it's something Phoebe will have a go at.
And a few others.
As a few others,
yeah,
that's right.
That are taking part in the 1500. It's good practice for them as well if they enjoy doing the distance stuff. Open water, 1K, 2K. Some of the districts will have maybe a 3 and a 4K, and possibly for the younger swimmers, they might get the opportunity to swim at the Scottish National Open at 5K, though the swimmers can swim at National Open up to 10K, Jackie. So
right,
wide variety of distances.
There is indeed, that's right. And I've seen some of the, I think some of the programs last year maybe offered the opportunity to do a 500 metre. As a, the opportunity to taste what open water is like.
Yeah.
Conditions can be a little bit challenging, as we experienced, I think, at the West District last year, and unfortunately had to cancel the afternoon's programme because the weather just closed in on us.
It did indeed.
And sadly,
it was a shame.
but within an hour of doing so, the sun came out. Typical Scottish weather.
Yeah,
typical
indeed.
Scottish weather. So back in the water, however, Phoebe Simpson leads ahead of Casey Crisp, and in turn Ellie Thompson.
Well, good cases that she's pulled out roughly about a third of a second to close that gap.
She has indeed. She's right up alongside, isn't she now? So keep an eye.
But the three girls are only separated on paper by 15 seconds.
Looking at around a 19:52 finish, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, Casey's picked up over a second there, and she may well sneak into the lead here when we reach the third of the race. So we're pacing probably around about the 20-ish minute mark.
And there goes Casey, just taking the lead from Phoebe, I think. Now, just beginning to move about half a body length. It is the South Lanarkshire swimmer, 500 metres completed, up into first place ahead of Phoebe Simpson. 6:27 against a 6:29. Good turn there for Casey. Just beginning to move away from Phoebe now. But as we were speaking about this morning, it's...
well, there we are. In the space of 200 metres, things have literally changed.
Yes. Well, that's Casey out on her own now. She'll need to be... She'll know she's overtaken Phoebe, and Phoebe may well respond. We don't know, but Casey at the moment looks like she does.
Casey.
Very strong. 7:06.82 at the 550 metre mark. She's got some 5 seconds on Phoebe now, and we can see that. You can see the open water between the two girls. So a change of fortunes into the second third of the race, as the South Lanarkshire swimmer continues to move away. Doesn't look like Phoebe's got anything that she can do to respond to that.
Oh, so
the field is pretty well spread out, and it does mean each of the girls are now swimming on their own, nobody to push them. Spoke about that this morning, didn't we, with the 1500 metre.
That last 50 should take a full 2 seconds off the time.
So it really has picked up the pace as the South Lanarkshire swimmer.
Yeah, swims for East Kilbride. So East Kilbride have a pedigree of doing a lot of distance work, and no surprise to see this last picking it up. That's it.
Yes, for those of you just tuning in this afternoon and worked with us this morning, so South Lanarkshire is a composite team, and Robert's now smiling at me because he's going to see whether I can get this right. So South Lanarkshire composite team is made up of East Kilbride, Larkhall Avondale, Hamilton Baths, Lanark and Rutherglen. I think I got that correct, did I?
Yep, you did indeed.
Right, so there we go.
Well done, Jackie.
So it's Casey Crisp. She was a member of the Junior Academy, has been a member of the Junior Academy. So the window for qualifying for that is open now, and we'll be looking forward to the season 25-26 across all 4 districts. For those of you whose swimmers have not been involved in that national programme before, it is, you qualify for it. It's not selection, it's a qualification. You have to meet criteria with distance swims to qualify to be involved in the squad. And then you attend 3 training days in the latter end of the year, usually September, end of October-ish, just depends upon which district you're in, and end of November / beginning of December.
Something that you do a lot. You get involved a fair bit in that, Jackie.
I do, yes, I do, Robert. Yeah, I've done the district regional programme, which preceded the Junior Academy, and then the Junior Academy in the West District. Team managed at that from time to time, but now just get involved in the organisation and let others do the team managing. But it's a really good programme. It's led by, as we said, Scottish Swimming. The districts facilitate it, and it's a good introduction to national programmes. If your swimmers are not aware of it, ask he or she to speak to their coach and see, rather than the email landing in your inbox in mid to late July as a complete surprise. So there we go. Casey Crisp. Really looking very strong there. Out in front.
Yeah, looking at a finish time, Jackie, hopefully inside 1940.
That should be really good for Casey. Entered on a 2014, so she can keep this going. So she's over halfway, but she's still got a long way to go, hasn't she? And needs to keep this going. It's not impossible that that the gap could close between her and Phoebe, certainly, depending upon what happens as we move towards the end of the second third of the race and into the final 500 metres.
Yeah, Ellie Thompson in third, 10:22. So you're probably looking pretty close to 21 minutes for a finish time for Ellie. Entry of 2012. So sometimes it just doesn't work out on your day. But it's good to see her just keep it going. Quite easy just to say, well, I'm not going to do anywhere near my time and just stopping, but good to see them carrying on, even just with the three swimmers.
Yeah, it could be the time of day of the event sometimes, can't it, Robert?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, these younger swimmers will have been, will probably have been in Aberdeen last night, most of them, when they're coming from out with the North District area, certainly, and the immediate North District area, beg your pardon, obviously the Shetland. She'll have come over certainly yesterday, I would imagine.
At least a day early, so,
you know, missing a day of school, perhaps not too unhappy about that, but you know, and then it's hanging around, all the excitement, all the nerves, the adrenaline, and you know, sometimes that can be a positive thing, and other times it can be a negative thing. It can be, you know, quite exhausting, can't it? But and then sometimes it's your day, and other times it's just not.
For some of them, it might just be their very first swim.
It'd be their very first swim at this level, at Nationals, yes. So they're nervous, they're excited, everything's kicking in, all those kind of emotions, and they've just got to keep it together. And, you know, as you say, Robert, you know, if you begin to realise that you're not necessarily going to beat your entry time or be there or thereabouts, it's the bravery of keeping going, keeping going, and experiencing and enjoying. That's most important, enjoying what you're doing. Enjoying a 1500, not so sure about that, but there we go. So Casey Crisp, 1,000 metres completed, into the final third of her 1,500 metres. Looking very strong there, leading ahead of Phoebe Simpson, and in turn Ellie Thompson.
This is the bit where it becomes a bit awkward when you're in the final third. You've probably split it into maybe three sections, three sets of five, or you might split it into 5 sections of 300, or you might even just split it into half and half, depending on how your coach wants you to swim it. But this next couple of 100 metres, you want to keep going. If you've, as Casey's been doing, sort of 39s or so, you want to keep that 39 pace going as best you can, even if it's hurting, because at this point you're beginning to hit the wall, and you want to get to that 1,1300 mark, and whatever you got left, you give it everything in the final couple of 100 metres. And for some of them, if you know, there's a little left in the tank at 1,100, it is a struggle sometimes just to get over the line at the 1,500.
I guess it must be a little bit like running a marathon, when you can hit that wall, and you know, you're so close to the finish, but yet you're still so far as well. So you do have to keep that. You've got to, it's determination, keeping it going, and sticking to your race plan as well, isn't it? You know, practicing this, having a go, and just keeping going at the end of the day.
Certainly for the sort of 12, 13 and even the 14-year-olds who've maybe not had much chance of doing this over the last couple of years or so, these distance events have been creeping back into the calendar a bit more up in Scotland. But for certainly the first couple of years after COVID, Jackie, we hardly did anything of any route over 400 metres.
Yes.
And that's why some of them dipped their toe in open water, just to ensure that they were doing some distance work. But,
I think some of the clubs suddenly started to become very big in open water as a
Yeah.
result of you know, the lockdown that we went into, and they were able to get out into the water, and you know, the swimmers discovered a love of open
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
And so we see quite a robust group of swimmers coming through into the open water arena. But that's Casey, 1,200 metres, 15:53.23 for her.
Yeah, certainly clubs like Step Rock, which is the club in St Andrews, if you're wondering where Step Rock is, that's a club in the northeast of Fife that do an awful lot of open water. They're very committed to encouraging their swimmers to do that.
Well, I suppose it's a good introduction as well. I mean, many, you know, the idea of open water swimming and wild water swimming, I think it's called, you know, is certainly coming to the front with, you know, with adult swimmers. They recognise it's very good for your mental health, etc., etc. And there are a good number of groups across Scotland and indeed the UK where you can join for the social side of it, but also get yourself into that open water and with benefits for health. So it's good to see that there are clubs out there giving swimmers the opportunity of both swimming here in arenas such as this, but also in the outdoors. So let's have a look, see where's Casey now? So she's coming up to
A couple of hundred to go now, Jackie.
This is 1,300 metres completed, 17:02.
Again, it's
what do you think about a finish time here, Robert?
Well, I was saying that she's very capable of getting somewhere around about the 1940 mark.
Okay.
I think if she applies herself, somewhere around about 1936 is potentially achievable.
Get lots of support there from her teammate, as you can see from the capture, the screen there.
But that 1936 is very much on the basis that she really ups the pace in the next couple of lengths. This is probably another 13. Oh, it's actually a 40, so she's actually dropped it. So realistically, Jackie, a good strong finish, 1938-39. Hopefully, we'll give her a little bit under the 1940. She's entry time is 2014. So she's going to improve that by at least half a minute, and she's potentially going to lap Ellie Thompson.
Looks like she could do.
And that might encourage her just finish extremely strongly for the final 100. Picked it up a wee bit again, 39.46. I need a really strong finish, Casey, please. Let's see what you can do. We did mention this morning the legs don't really get going much. It will be into the final turn that she really gets the legs going full pelt. But the arms are beginning to work that a little bit stronger again. She's seen the finish post. She might well have a little bit extra in the tank by the time she gets there and realise, oh, I could have gone faster. But it's all down to practice.
Phoebe Simpson's heard the bell now. She knows what she's got to do.
39.
2 lengths left. I think still on for the 1940, Robert.
Yeah, she should be capable of getting under 1940 with a really strong finish. Get those legs going, lass.
Certainly seem to be at the moment there. She's moving through the water pretty well there. She'll be tired, but she's keeping going. Those legs, as Robert said, moving well, and that comes into the closing stages now. And Casey Crisp pretty much done most of this on her own from the end of the first 500 metres, took the lead, and there we go. A 1937 under the 1940. There we go.
Lovely,
well done,
lovely
Casey.
swim. Lovely swim. Got a 36-second plus improvement. And final 100 for Ellie, Phoebe Simpson. 14-year-old from Geary. She swam a pretty steady race, as Phoebe. Nice camera angle coming down, and again, you see the legs going 10 to the dozen at the final 50. And that's a pretty decent swim. Time-wise, don't worry too much that she's a little bit over that 19:59. It's only really a second or so for every 100. So. And Ellie Thompson, Shetlander, with around 30 to go. And she still looks pretty strong. Good to see her giving it everything. So another 15 or so meters to go. You kind of feel they all should get medals for doing this.
I have to agree with you, yes, Robert. Well done to Ellie.
And at halfway, when she was sitting at 10:22, yeah, 21 minutes or thereabouts was a likely finish, and that was very much where she was. Well done, girls. That's a nice start for us to get underway with the freestyle this afternoon. Thank goodness, Jackie, we've got 8 in this one, because if we'd only 7, we could have combined those last 2 heats.
We could indeed. So this is heat 2. In lane 1, Robin Maxwell, Dumfries. 2, Emmeline Eales, Kingston Royals. 3, Ella Craig, Ren 96. 4, Eva Watson, Finns. 5, Esme Anderson, University of Aberdeen Performance. 6, Ellie Carnegie, St Thomas. 7, Emma Patterson, City of Glasgow. And 8, Libby Tweedy from Geary. So it's lane 5, Esme Anderson, who's taken the early advantage here. She's going to lead the field. A good start from her. Esme Anderson in 1934. We've got a 1933 as an entry, stakes stretching out to 1953 for these girls in the pool. And Esme Anderson, 32.24 for her. This early stage. Ellie Carnegie, St Thomas swimmer in behind her. And the advantage for third place went to Ella Craig. No, it's not. Kingston Royals, Emmeline Eales, I beg your pardon.
Very confusing.
Kingston Royals then. Where's that? Must be south of the border, is it?
Kingston Royals, I would imagine, is London.
Southeast England, yeah, I would have thought so. So Esme Anderson, Ellie Carnegie, Emmeline Eales, 1, 2 and 3. The Dumfries swimmer Robin Maxwell in 4th, Ren 96. Ella Craig in 5th. We have a long way to go. As we just saw in the previous heat, our leader being overhauled by the eventual winner just in the latter stages of the first 500 metres. And the winner took that on for the second and third 500 metres, winning comfortably. Esme Anderson, 1:46.52. Ellie Carnegie, Emmeline Eales, Robin Maxwell, Ella Craig. No change at the present time. Lane 5, Esme Anderson. Took first place here, and her entry times comes from the North District age groups. 19:34, as I said, is her entry time. And has started out here very strongly, 2:24.76. Ella Craig, Ren 96, moves herself up into second place with the Kingston Royals swimmer Emmeline Eales in third.
So the best sort of 12, 13-year-old Jackie will get a medal as a minimum, because we've 2 13-year-olds in the final heat coming up.
Indeed, yes. It's all to play for, certainly with the 14-year-olds. We've got a good number of them, 8 of 8 14-year-olds swimming in the final heat, so a lot of battle for them. But our 13-year-olds Esme Anderson and Ella Craig will be looking to see, and Robin Maxwell, what they can do. There's only two 13-year-olds in the final heat, so I'm very sure that they've looked at that with their coaches. As we said earlier, it's heat declared winners with presentation following the completion of heat number 3. So Esme Anderson, University of Aberdeen performance swimmer, still leading ahead of Ren 96 Ella Craig, and Emmeline Eales is in 3rd place. Esme Anderson continues with a substantial lead at this stage over the rest of the field. So 2nd place at the moment is a battle between lanes 2 and 3. Emmeline Eales and Ella Craig. Ella just has the advantage, she's about half a body length. Our leader continues the pace there. 400 metres and 5:00:24. Lots of encouragement from teammates either side of the pool for these girls. Sure we'll hear even louder noise, drums and horns when we go into the relays after this 1500 metres. The relays will conclude session 2 here this afternoon. Again, there were medal presentations at the end of the relays. So stick with us for those. So Esme Anderson, 5:39.51. Ella Craig in 2nd place, ahead of Emmeline Eales. Emmeline is pretty steady now with her 3rd place in this field. Ren 96, Ella Craig. So we'll have a look and see Ella Craig, 2nd in the West District Championships at this distance. Esme Anderson, 1st at the North District age groups, as I think I've already referred to. And then we have Emmeline Eales, finished 1st at, I presume, is a Surrey meet. Also, as I said, Kingston Royals, South East England-based club. Esme Anderson continues to lead here. Pace just dropping a little bit, 6:57.03. Ella Craig, 7:03.72. Emmeline Eales, 7:04.39. 550. So Emmeline is not losing contact with Ren 96, Ella Craig. So Ella will be trying to do everything she can to open up the gap between her and 3rd placed Emmeline Eales. But our leader, Esme Anderson, 7:35.87, 7:42 for Ella, 7:43 for Emmeline. So Ella has half a body length lead. But Emmeline has responded to that. Is beginning to close that yet again. She's just not going to let Ella go. And it looks to me like the gap is beginning to close slowly but surely between our 2nd and 3rd place swimmers and 1st place. Beginning to close that gap that Esme Anderson has built up. She took this race on right at the very beginning. And is building building on her lead, but they will be trying to come back and claw her back. Ella Craig leading ahead of Emmeline Eales. Fourth place at the moment lies with Emma Patterson, the City of Glasgow swimmer. So up into 700 metres. And it's Esme Anderson in an 8:53.49. So we'll have a look at the 9:01 for Ella. So there's an 8-second lead at the moment. And yet again, Emmeline has responded to Ella and closed the gap between those two swimmers. Looks like Emmeline may just have the advantage, but it's just by fingertips as the girls go up to the halfway mark. So going into...
Yeah, very good contest for second and third here, Jackie.
It is indeed. It's Ella is just holding off Emmeline. But as I said, Emmeline's not letting her go. So turning first there with the halfway mark is Esme Anderson, 9:33. Ella Craig, 9:40, 52, 9:41.09 for Emmeline. So the Ren 96 swimmer still has that advantage, but she's got a lot to do to keep Emmeline in behind her, because every time Ella starts to make a move, Emmeline responds.
Yeah, the girl in the lead, Esme Anderson. Unless something serious happens behind her, looks good to get at least a bronze medal in the 13-year-old category. The other two are also swimming in that same age group, 11 to 13, Ella Craig and Emmeline Eales. So they've got to find something substantial over the next couple of 100 metres to try and claw that back. But pace-wise, Esme is 39.21 for that last 100, as against 39.14 and 39.46. So still maintaining a fairly steady advantage. So coming down, we still have Ella and Emmeline almost together, Jackie. It's good they're both pushing one another on.
It is indeed, isn't it? And it's a very good contest between these two swimmers in behind our leader, Esme Anderson, 11:30.40 there.
Well, you can see there a 39.08.
19.19, I think, finish for her. So she entered on a 19.34. So
well, yeah, 9.33 at halfway. So double that and add on. Yeah.
So that's about
8
right.
seconds. We're not going to be a million miles out. Ella Craig has decided, right, if I want to get anywhere near winning this, I better start moving. Well, we'll see what this split is, because it was just a fraction slower that last 50. Right, Esme, 39.76. Ella's got to be maybe half a second faster than that. Well, it's almost a second, 38.81. The gap between the two, 6.5 seconds. She's got 550 metres, so she's got 11 lengths. So if you can find half a second or so in every one, as could Emmeline, it could make it a very interesting couple of 100 metres to finish the race, Jackie.
Could indeed, if that does happen. But
let's see, 38.88. Esme's picked that up. Ella, 38.81. Well, more importantly,
just get that little bit faster, doesn't she, to be able to claw in our leader.
More importantly,
Close
Ella
that gap,
Craig just opened up that advantage.
Good turn there from Ella, in fact, to get that advantage. We've seen a response from Emmeline all the way throughout this race. It's whether she's got anything that she can do to respond back. I'm just not sure she's going to be able to at the moment, because by now we would have seen her right up and alongside.
She
Let's have a
maybe
look
gets
at
a
the gap.
Yeah, she's maybe got a
13.34 for Ella, 13.36 for Emmeline. So Ella, on you go, Robert.
Yeah, she maybe got that a slight advantage of being able to swim this maybe in more long course pools, being a southern-based Scot. I'm not sure how many short and long course pools they'll compete in, but maybe more opportunity to do some long course work. Whereas Ella Craig, based over at Wren, will do virtually all her training in short course pools. Well, 38.91, Ella 39.94. Well, I think it's all done and dusted now, Jackie, with 400 to go. The gap still 6.5 seconds. And
yeah, I think we're looking at...
Ella's just got to keep bashing away and hope that she gets a faster time than her entry, and that maybe gives her half a chance of getting a bronze medal if one of the two girls don't swim terribly well in our final heat, our two remaining 13-year-olds. 39, 33, 38, 80. Well, she's picked up half a second, but it's got to be a wee bit more than that with less than 3:50 to go now. Maybe Tweedy from Geary over on the far side has gone fourth. She's about 10 seconds behind Emmeline. So Esme 38.73. Don't think Ella's picked up anything on that one. If anything, she's actually lost another second.
She has, yeah. So her gain over the previous 100, 50 or so, she's lost over that last 50. So, as you say, Robert, she'll just be looking to get the best time she possibly can, so that she can stand a chance of standing on that podium at the end of these 1,500 metres.
So we're still looking at somewhere inside 1920 here. Hopefully something like a 1917. If she can really finish fast on the last couple of hundred, that's going to be a big ask. It still
nice
looks
shot
pretty
there
strong.
Of our leader.
Nice, yeah. Legs kicking in a wee bit, but not much. Same with Ella Craig and Emmeline Eales.
So I think Esme's pretty steady with her pacing, isn't she?
It's been
really nice to see those numbers there.
Very metronic.
Yes.
Around about the high 38s, low 39s throughout, so it's been very steady, as you say, Jackie, which is great. But, you're able to keep that steady pace at this young age.
See what Ella's going to do. As you said, I think there's probably too much to do now to catch our leader.
And to be fair, the other two girls behind the other two 30-year-olds also pacing sort of 39s and been pretty consistent throughout.
This is a little phenomena if we go in one direction and we go over 39 and come in the other direction and we're late 38s, Robert. I'm not sure. We've discussed that phenomenon before, I think.
Yeah,
and,
most of them are swimming slower uphill than downhill.
Uphill and downhill in a swimming pool.
Yeah,
interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. Our leader's going to hear the bell. This is well clear of Ella Craig. There we go, lovely shot as she turns and goes into the last 2 lengths of her 1,500 metres. Ella Craig hears the bell. Emmeline Eales.
Well, both those splits for both those girls, Esme and Ella, 38.76.
So we'll see something a little bit better than that. As they've heard the bell, they know they've only got 2 lengths to go. Those legs are kicking in now. Digging deep.
Well, please, can we get a 1914, 1915 finish? A really flying finish from our leader.
1840, 50 metres to go. Let's have a look at this. 1934 as an entry time, as we've said earlier.
Yeah, 1916 is probably going to be pretty close to where she's going to finish. But
the legs,
these youngsters
moving the legs.
usually surprise us.
They do indeed, yes. Very good swim from our leader. She's had to do this all by herself for most of this race. Competition was for 2nd and 3rd place between Ren 96 Ella Craig and Kingston Royals Emmeline Eales, but the race belongs to Esme Anderson, finishing there in a 19:17.49, Ella Craig 19:24.39, and the Kingston Royals swimmer Emmeline Eale in a 19:27.16. So the top 3 girls there will be well pleased, all within their entry times.
All
quite
3
substantially
girls
within their entry times.
Under their entry times. Great to see those 3 13-year-olds. Well, they're not 13 because Emily's only 12.
Libby Tweedy taking 4th place. City of Glasgow's Emma Patterson in 5th. Dumfries's Robin Maxwell in 6th.
Yeah, Libby Tweedy. Nicely
Tweedy, the
inside her
Geary
entry
swimmer.
time
I didn't
by about
mention her
13
club
seconds. Yeah, well done
Eva
to Libby.
Watson. And then coming into the closing stages of her race, in lane 6 is Ellie Carnegie. So I'm sure
there you have it.
Ella Craig will be keeping a close eye on times as we go into the final heat.
Yeah,
both. As indeed will Esme, both 13 years of age, and we've got 2 13-year-olds in the final heat, Emily Taylor and Eve Palmer.
And on paper, Jackie, they're both faster, the 2 13-year-olds, entry-wise, than our 3 swimmers.
So lane 0.
As long as they can swim a little bit faster than their entry time, which I think they're more than capable of.
Well, we've seen some substantial improvements, haven't we? You know, so far. So these guys are obviously, these girls, I beg your pardon, are obviously more than capable of doing that. So this is heat 3, and in lane 0 we have Amy Rimmer, Bellshill Sharks. 1, Emily Taylor, South Lanarkshire. 2, Eve Palmer, Forth Valley. 3, Rebecca Malling, Bellshill Sharks. 4, Ava Smith, Geary. 5, Abby Coventry, Morpeth. 6, Charlotte Craig, Ren 96. 7, Sarah McGuffey, City of Glasgow. 8, Amy Horsburgh, Glenrothes. And 9, Skye Petrie, Monifieth. So it's Ava Smith, the Geary swimmer. Turned first there ahead of Monifieth, Skye Petrie. And 3rd place, Abby Coventry from Morpeth.
Yeah, I don't know whether Abby Coventry actually had an entry time that would have qualified her. If she had, she probably would have qualified quite easily for the 100 free earlier on. But deciding, no, I'm going to give this a miss and do the 1500 instead, which wouldn't surprise me. And Eva Smith out strongly from Geary. Abby Coventry in 5, Charlotte Craig in 6, Rebecca Malling, Bellshill in 3. So that's really should be where all the action is, Jackie, with Eva Smith. Probably the strong fancy on paper, a good 15 seconds or more faster than Abby Coventry and Rebecca Malling, Morpeth and Bellshill respectively.
Yes, that's right. So she's right where we would expect to see her, isn't she? In this final heat, heat 3. Clear water between her and 2nd and 3rd place, Rebecca Malin and Abby Coventry.
But you just don't don't write Abby Coventry off though, Jackie, because she's the age group champion in this from last year when they were both 13.
With a long way to go,
yeah,
Robert, haven't we?
Eva was
1,300 metres and
yeah, in that. So,
and although I think in the previous heat, the leader, the winner, led pretty much from the start. In the heat, the first heat, we saw an upset, in the middle section of the race when the eventual winner overtook the leader. So these girls just all need to stay in touch. They can't allow too big a gap to open up between the leader and themselves, and certainly at the moment, it's all looking pretty good there. So 2:56, so just under a 3-second lead has our leader Ava Smith ahead of Abby Coventry.
Well, you've got the first and second and fourth in this race from last year when they were swimming in that 13 or 11 to 13 year category. Ava Smith was fourth, Abby Coventry the gold medalist, Charlotte Craig silver medalist. Charlotte's currently in seventh at the moment, a wee bit off the pace, so she's got work to do. Rebecca Marling from Bells Hill was fifth. And, Rebecca's really improved over the last 6 months or so on some of the distance events, so she will hope to be in the medal position this year. Fourth and fifth are the two younger swimmers, the 13-year-olds, Eva Palmer from Forth Valley Tridents and Emily Taylor from South Lanarkshire.
And they're the two that are winner from the previous heat. Our first and second place swimmers will be keeping an eye on. But three members of the Youth Academy swimming in this, Sarah McGuffey, Charlotte Craig and Abby Coventry. So that's another national programme.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you join the Junior Academy and then move on to the Youth Academy. But it's not unheard of to go straight into. Again, all the details for these national squads can be found on the Scottish Swimming website. And coaches will be more than aware of the national times, the national selection policy for the different national squads.
Yeah, three of the girls in this one, Abby and Charlotte in the Youth Academy, along with Sarah McGuffey, who's in lane 7 in sixth place. Blue cap that you can just probably see over on the far side. She might have a chance of maybe getting into the mix later on if she can try and stick with the leading swimmers. But at the moment, Ava Smith just pulling out about a second or so advantage over the other two girls, Abby and Rebecca, 36.92, Abby 37.30 and a 37.53 for Rebecca, who's third. Eve Palmer and Emily Taylor, about 2.5 seconds between the two, and they're pacing much the same pace in lanes 2 and 1. You see that pink cap near the top of your screen, just in shot there. That's Eve Palmer, swimming for Forth Valley Tridents. And if you're wondering where she's come from, she's actually from Hampshire area originally, so I don't know whether she's just moved up recently to Scotland.
Again, we spoke about Forth Valley Tridents before, didn't we, Robert?
Yeah.
That's an amalgamation of three clubs, Bowness, Grangemouth and Falkirk, all based in the West District. Formed one club at the beginning of this year and now known as Forth Valley Tridents, picking the pink cap to represent themselves.
Yeah.
Making it fairly easy to spot in the water, I think.
Yeah, well, Eve was second in the Hampshire Championships. She's just 13, as I say. Her entry time, she's entered in 18:53.07. She did that at the City of Swansea long course meet.
Right,
she wasn't actually maybe positioned in the leading places, but that was the time that she did. So she's actually swam probably a good 15 seconds or so faster than when she swam in that Hampshire Championships, and that swim was barely a month ago, Jackie, last month in Swansea. So there's every chance that this lass will take a wee bit out of this, and Rebecca will come under pressure, I'm sure, in lane 3. Rebecca Malling from Bellshill, who's a year older, and will want to do her utmost to try and stick with Eve Palmer, who looks as though she's going to take the 13-year-old title at the moment. Emily Taylor is about 3 or 4 seconds further back in second place in that age group. In 5th place, Eve Palmer just a fraction ahead of Rebecca. But Ava Smith's going best of the whole bunch here. North District age group champion, 3rd bronze medal at the summer meet. And well, we're nearly halfway, Jackie. And dare I say it, 1st and 2nd look cut and dried.
Certainly looks like it. Have seen Sarah McGuffey, the City of Glasgow swimmer, do something towards the end of the middle section of a 1500 metre. So, but has she got too much to do?
Well, she should
we
be
don't know.
Yeah, she really should be the threat for 3rd place with Rebecca Malling. Sarah McGuffey was 7th in this last year, and she was 2nd at the summer meet, where Rebecca was 4th. So it was roles reversed slightly when they swam against one another 3 months later. At the moment, Rebecca with a bit of an advantage, 8:39 at that previous turn, and Sarah was 8:46, about 7 seconds. So Rebecca's turned 9:17. Sarah 9:24. So they're about 7 seconds between them. Our leader though, 9:05.15 at halfway. Eve Palmer in 3rd place. So finish time for Eva will be pretty close to the entry time. Just have to hope that she can keep this pace going, Eva. Abby Coventry. An awful lot to do to try and close this gap now. You can see the lap cards at the far end signifying 13 lengths, so that's 650 metres to go. Abby Coventry just beginning to inject a wee bit extra pace, but she's going to find probably at least best part of a second, close to a second for every 50 to try and claw that back. I wouldn't put it past her, but it's still a massive ask. Sarah McGuffey still a full 7 seconds behind Rebecca Malling with under 700 to go. That's still a possibility for the bronze medal. Well, 36.79, 36.79. Both of them swam exactly the same.
They did, yes.
For those last 50s. Rebecca 38.10. So she's a second and more slower in 3rd place in the 14-year-old age group. Well, the gap is around 6 seconds or so between Eve Palmer and Emily Taylor for the 30-year-old age group. Ava Smith 36.53 has picked it up quite significantly there, Jackie.
Good to see as we're going into the final third of the race.
Rebecca Malling 38.36. Sarah McGuffey at last 50.
37.86. Oh, I beg your pardon.
85. So
85,
half a second slower than Rebecca on that last 50. So at the moment, Rebecca Malling looks pretty comfortable for 3rd in the older age group.
Yes, she certainly does, Robert, and it's whether Sarah's got something left in the tank to be able to pick up the pace and see
Emily
whether
Taylor,
she can reverse these reverse the position
go on
between
better
her.
if she can. Was bronze medalist in this last year, and we'll be hoping to get a silver in this. So maybe about an 1850-ish or thereabouts for Eve Palmer. She's in at 1853. And that will be okay, I'm sure, for taking gold. Yeah, 1917 is the time for both Emily and Eve. At the moment, Emily Taylor is probably pacing maybe close to 19 minutes or thereabouts, so she's at the moment looking good for silver in the younger age group category. It's looking very impressive swim for Eva here. She's getting faster, if anything, in the latter stages, or appears to be. 36.88. Abby Coventry coming to the turn.
Certainly our 14-year-old medalists
are going
to come from this heat, aren't they?
Yeah. Have a look at Rebecca's time. She's still over 7 seconds clear of Sarah McGuffey. Rebecca Malling at 11.50 is 14.26.22. Sarah McGuffey at the same mark, 14.33.92. So, barring some sort of miracle, Rebecca Malling looks to have nailed bronze for Bellsill. Well, on paper, and you never know what they do in the pool. Ava Smith, as I say, best part of 16 seconds or so on paper, faster than Abby Coventry. And it looks as though she's not going to be far off that gap. The gap at the moment is around 10 seconds with 2:50 to go. Well, it's up to 12 seconds, so very impressive swimming from Eva.
It is indeed, isn't it? 14-year-old from Geary. And very impressive. 4 lengths to go after this turn.
And it's great to see 36s.
36.79.
Yeah, it's
pacing
like clockwork
for her. Yeah, 15.50. At the turn there. Second is Abby Coventry.
I did say 18.20 was her entry time. I thought that she was capable of a few hundred back at getting pretty near that time, Jackie, and I'm not going to change that.
You're not. Okay. We'll just keep an eye on the clock then, Robert, and just see whether you are correct. I think 95% of the time you are you not, Robert?
I'm near, well, yeah.
Or would you like to say, or am I being ungenerous here? And
No, Jackie, I'll take 95% any time. Yeah.
Oh, dear. And I'm not getting anywhere close to that record so far, Robert, but...
sometimes it's luck and better judgment, Jackie.
Back in the pool. Let's watch our leader now. She's hearing the bell. 2 lengths to go for Ava.
Another 36, yeah. So come back in 36 and 36, and we're looking at 18-18.
18-18,
I think it'll be inside that. Get the legs going a wee bit early. I'm pleased to see
we
that.
can see the legs moving, can't we now?
Yeah. And she will do a lot of distance work, so it's no surprise they're probably hammering them up and down the pool at Geary with the kickboard, so they're well used to doing lots of kick work. So
there we go, into her final turn.
There you are, a 36.64. Yep. No problem, Eva. Come back in a 35. And we'll get a nice 19.16 or even better. Abby Coventry a full 15 seconds behind. So it's
which is just about what is on paper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So let's watching this clock for our leader.
Thank you very much,
there
Eva.
There we go,
well
Robert.
Done.
Yep. Excellent. 35.10 over the last 50 metres.
Great stuff.
She listened to you, Robert.
Yeah.
18.15 for
Abby Coventry's going to come in around the 18.32. Yeah, there we go, 18.31. And we're going to be inside 18.50 quite comfortably, maybe about a 46. Even inside that, 18.40, what a swim, 10-second improvement, great swim, Evie. And second place in the 13-year-old category, fourth in the race, 18.49.92. Well done, Rebecca Malling, finishing fifth, but she will be subject to confirmation of this race, the bronze medalist. Sarah McGuffey finishes a good 8 seconds further back in sixth place, and Charlotte Craig, who was the silver medalist last year, gets under 19 minutes and 18.58. Maybe she might be a wee bit disappointed, Charlotte, in not improving on her entry time, but that's what she needed to do, incidentally, to get a medal. We'll confirm that in a few minutes, but well done, Eva Smith. What a swim, and well done to all the girls there. Some very, very good swims all round. And as we said, nice to see swimmers from some of the clubs, some small clubs. We had Glen Rothison there, with two from Bellshill, with Moni Fife. So, yeah. Fabulous.
So we're going to go straight into a medal presentation here.
So
be able to confirm. So we're looking for.
I'll get Jackie just to confirm those.
Okay, so our medalists in the 13-year-old age group, we have Eve Palmer, Emily Taylor and Esme Anderson, gold, 2 to bronze respectively. 14-year-olds, bronze Rebecca Malin. As we've just said, she's got in up and to get a bronze medal, going home with that today. Abby Coventry and Ava Smith, Morpeth and Geary. So we do need the girls to get themselves over to the medal presentation area. As you can see, it's ready and waiting for them. So it looks to me like it might be medals will be presented by the Perth City coach
and Dixon.
And Dixon.
Yeah, looks like
she's over there and ready in her red T-shirt of Perth City. Perth City is called, yes? Just so Perth?
No, it's Perth City.
Perth City. Perth City, the fair city of Perth.
I'm not. I was thinking about that a couple of nights ago. I don't think Perth is actually classified in Scotland as a city, but as a swimming club, they're known as Perth City. I will confirm
I think it's
that.
certainly one, you know, the kind of some of these polls where it's the best place to live in Scotland. But moving away from that, there we can see the medals are ready for presentation. So once we've finished this medal presentation, we will be moving into relays, 2 heats of the 4x100 metre freestyle relay for the 11 to 13.
From University of Aberdeen,
Just to confirm our winners, so bronze medal, the 13-year-old age group goes to Esme Anderson, University of Aberdeen Performance, and the 14-year-olds bronze medal goes to Rebecca Mallin, Bells Hill Sharks.
The silver medalist in the 11-13 age group from South Lanarkshire, Emily Taylor.
So silver medalist in the 13-year-old age group, Emily Taylor, South Lanarkshire, and in the 14-year-old age group from Morpeth, Abby Coventry.
And Abby, by the way, is a Scot.
Abby is a Scot. There we go. So the gold medal and Scottish national age group champion 13-year-olds Eve Palmer, Forth Valley Tridents. And the 14-year-olds from Geary, our gold medalist and Scottish national age group champion, I beg your pardon, Ava Smith. Well done to all of our medalists. Some really gutsy swims there from the girls with the 1,500 metres there. Really good to see them. All of them will be going home very pleased that, and for some of them it will be their first appearance at Nationals, so
very
well
much
done.
So. Yeah.
And great to finish your day with a medal around your neck.
That augurs well, Jackie, from a point of view of the open water, seeing how well Ava Smith swam, because she's been doing that since she was 11, and this year I think she'll go from strength to strength in that discipline.
As you say, bodes well for the future of distance swimming.
Bit of fun to finish with, Jackie.
I think indeed it will be. You can see the relay teams just getting themselves organised. I can see them, they're not up on the screen just yet, but we have two heats, as I said earlier. In lane 2, we have City of Glasgow. B team in lane 3, East Lothian. In lane 4, South Lanarkshire. Lane 5, Dumfries. Lane 6, Highland. And lane 7, North Ayrshire.
Well, we had 200 metres freestyle this morning, Jackie. This one's 100, so...
I'll need to remember that, Robert, won't I? Yes.
Yeah. We got slightly mixed up, which we often do.
I think I got mixed up. You corrected me, Robert, but hey, there we go. So this is the first heat. So for City of Glasgow, leading the team off, Tyler Gold, East Lothian, Hamish Westgarth, South Lanarkshire, Ross Leslie, Dumfries, Adam Hunter, Highland, James Exeter, and North Ayrshire, Cameron Miller. I think it's over. It's a good start there. Over on North Ayrshire's Cameron Miller. He's taking the team into the first turn, leading the field. He is indeed 30.96 ahead of East Lothian's Hamish Westgarth and Dumfries, Adam Hunter. That was your three. Dumfries does have third, just with the advantage from Highland's James Exeter. But the leader is Cameron Miller. And take over there for Aaron Graham. He takes over from Cameron, his teammate, leading there East Lothian second. Going into the water for them, Ben Wilson. Dumfries in third, and that's Max Grierson. Dumfries up into second. East Lothian in third. But it is over on the other side of the pool. And it's North Ayrshire, Aaron Graham turning first. North Ayrshire, Dumfries in second. The faster North Ayrshire coming under pressure now. Dumfries, Max Grierson closing in on Aaron Graham. Really tight into the takeover here between North Ayrshire and Dumfries. Taking over for North Ayrshire, we have Benjamin Young. Taking over for Dumfries, Carter Jones, and going into the water in third place is East Lothian's Alex Laborie. Highland moving well. Gillis Walker in for them. Finlay Thompson in for South Lanarkshire. And Ethan Roddy in for City of Glasgow. So turning first and taking is the Dumfries swimmer, Carter Jones, swimming really well for them. Gained the advantage from North Ayrshire. Benjamin Finn Tulloch was in second place there. Third place we saw Alex Laborie for East Lothian coming into the final turn. For the final takeover, I beg your pardon, and it will be Dumfries taking over from Carter Jones is Lachlan Wallace. Into the water there, 3:25.05. So they've got some 8 seconds of an advantage over East Lothian. Dumfries coming back, North Ayrshire coming, sorry, not Dumfries, North Ayrshire coming back, as is Highland, North Ayrshire over on the far side. East Lothian have the advantage for second place. North Ayrshire coming back, they back up into third. Finn Tulloch swimming for them. As going into the final turn for Dumfries, Lachlan Wallace. Dumfries, Lachlan Wallace has this, but he's going to come under some pressure from North Ayrshire's Finn Tulloch, who's really trying to get back up on par with our leader. Really motoring well here. Finn Tulloch, the 11-year-old from North Ayrshire, the youngest member of their team. Look at him motor now. We were down into third. This is going to be really tough for Lachlan Wallace. I don't know whether he knows that he's being challenged. I don't think he's seeing the challenge coming from North Ayrshire. North Ayrshire will take this ahead of Dumfries. But a battle for third place going on between East Lothian and Highland, but it will be taken by East Lothian's Mason Vass. North Ayrshire, Dumfries, East Lothian, Highland, your top four there. Really exciting stuff there from the boys. North Ayrshire really motoring in that last 100 metres to get themselves back up and into the front of the field and taking that nicely. 4:39.48, Dumfries 4:40.70 and East Lothian 4:45.76.
How did that happen, Jackie?
Excellent there that was.
And this is where we have really teams. Some swimmers might not do an individual, and you get Finn Tulloch, an 11-year-old, swimming at snags in a relay.
And he's going to go home with a gold.
Brilliant. Well, he's not going to get a
gold. Maybe,
unless,
you never know.
Unless
no,
we have,
I beg your pardon, we do have the second
and that's
heat,
all you
yes.
can do. But great swim, Finn.
It
well
is,
done.
it is.
Nice,
just to know you brought your team
heat.
home into first place. That's amazing.
So our second of the heats. Inverclyde in 0, Glenrothes 1, City Glasgow 2, Heart of Midlothian 3, Warner Bass 8 and 4, University of Aberdeen Performance 5, Wren 96 and 6, South Ayrshire 7, Carneghan 8, Warner Bass B in 9. Well, a strong start in lane 6. Rhys Ferguson for Wren 96 for them. In lane 5, University of Aberdeen with Aidan Downey. And third place might just be lane 3. Oh, well up there in lane 3 is Guy Johnson for Hearts. Hearts in second. It's Wren in 6. Wren 96 in 6, just leading. And they're looking strong at this early stage. Heart of Midlothian are well there in lane 3, along with University of Aberdeen Performance in 5. So, handing over. Hearts will have Robert Cairns, but Wren 96, Jack Hanley. Umar Amar goes in for University of Aberdeen Performance. That's 1, 2, 3. It's Wren, Hearts, and University of Aberdeen. Warder Bass going fourth. Zachary Blue for them. At the moment, University of Aberdeen trying desperate to get on terms here with Wren. Wren 96 in 6. They're still leading. University of Aberdeen Performance. Hearts currently third. Warrender and South Ayrshire chasing as well. We've got probably 5 teams in with a shout at the moment. 3 of them almost together. But the 1 and 2 are pretty tight. It's Wren 96, Jack Hanley, Umar Amar for University of Aberdeen Performance on the shoulder of Wren. It's Wren and University of Aberdeen Performance. Warner now coming menacingly into third, but a long way off the pace. Wren, Jeff Lang for them. Len Geddes for University of Aberdeen Performance. Ian O'Dowell for Wren, Warrender, Robert Hammond and Finlay Bartley for Hearts. Well, that's where the medals are going to come from. It's very much Wren and University of Aberdeen Performance. Can Warrender find something ultra special? They're a long way back in third. It's Wren still with the advantage. University of Aberdeen Performance still on their shoulder. Warrender a fair way back in third. Not much else is going to be troubling them. But at the moment it's still all to play for. Wren 96. University of Aberdeen Performance in lane 5. Ethan King and Finn Carter will go in for both of them. University of Aberdeen Performance just shading this. Glenn Geddes gets their noses in front. Finn Carter in for them. Wren with Ethan King. Well, there's a good second or more. Warner a long way back in third. Harry Stutchfield will try and get as close as he can, but he's got a mountain to climb. University of Aberdeen Performance at the moment have got all the answers. Wren in second. Can Warrender get close to them to challenge for that second place? Because at the moment, University of Aberdeen Performance have got this one, I think, pretty well wrapped up. Wren in second, Warrender still closing in third. All to play for the second and third for silver and bronze, but no doubt that University of Aberdeen Performance, Finn Carter, Ethan King hanging on in second, but Warrender Bass are closing in and got themselves into second. The Warrender Bass Club with Harry Stutchfield has gone second, but they're not going to clutch the University of Aberdeen Performance. Finn Carter brings them home. Harry Stutchfield for Warrender in second, and Ethan King third. What a great race. Warrender clawing that back to get silver ahead of the Wren team, who I'm sure are delighted to be on the podium, subject to confirmation of our final heat. And the Warrender B team come in to close everything off. Just wait for our officials to confirm everything. It very much looks as though it was as called. University of Aberdeen Performance 4:17.95, Warrender Bass Club second 4:20.27, and Wren 96, the bronze medalist, 4:22.63. Well, just about as exciting as your one, Jackie.
I don't think any of the boys left anything.
Nope. Yeah, guys will just get themselves out the pool, and Alan Fleming is, as usual, will be doing his utmost to grab hold of the right guys from these 3 teams and just tell them to just wait at the side, get you organised, and I'm guessing it's going to be Anne back, but it might not be. Often we'll go with the same person presenting, but it maybe will be different coaches presenting different medals. Bailey, the Warrender Bass coach is doing the there's a little, yeah. So Ren 96 are our bronze medalists. They are Jack Hanley, Rhys Ferguson, Jeffrey Lang and Ethan King. Well done, fellas. Of course, it's double points for the relays, so that's a very useful 18 points if my maths is right. The Warner Bass Club are our silver medalists, and the Warner Bass Club team are Andrew Fernando, Zachary Lou, Robbie Hammond and Harry Sutcliffe. And the gold medalists, 2025 Scottish National Age Group champions are University of Aberdeen Performance, who are Aidan Downey, Umar Amar, Glenn Geddes and Finn Carter. Well done, boys. And the most important thing, the photo shoot at the end. Well done, everyone. Great swimming again this afternoon, and great to finish with some fast times. Thank you very much to Jackie Smith. Thanks for joining us. We're back here for our evening session, our finals. That begins at 7:10. So from the Aberdeen Sports Village, from Jackie Smith and myself, Robert Taylor, thanks for joining us.